Hey YouTube, got another rare console to review, and this one's an oldie, and that is the Milton-Bradley Microvision. And as you see, it's boxed, and it's in pretty damn good shape considering its age, so not bad. So let's open it up. If it wants to cooperate, there it goes. Let's take the paperwork out, get these out, get this thing out of the way. Alright, so it comes with the manual, which also has the instructions for the pack-in game, which is Blockbuster, if you couldn't tell. It's pretty short, and it also comes with this stuff, which I will get to in a minute. So here is the console itself, and as you can tell, it is absolutely massive. And if you were to compare it to an original Nintendo, it's gigantic. Like it's, I think, about 1.5 times the size of an original Nintendo. And it's about the same thickness. Maybe the Microvision's a little bit thicker, but damn, this thing is huge. Alright, so a little history on the Microvision. This right here is a very bizarre system, and it's also the world's first handheld video game system ever. It came out in 1979, and it was invented by J. Smith, who would eventually go on to invent the Vectrex later on. But this is the world's first video game system, and it's a very interesting system. The games come on these cartridges, which look like this. And this is the actual system itself. It's a very interesting setup. The system itself is just the controller, which is this knob right here, the screen, and the controller chip, which controls the screen, and that's pretty much it. It also has the battery as well in here, and that's pretty much the entire system. The excuse me, the microprocessor is actually controlled on the cartridges themselves, which is really bizarre. I don't think I've ever heard of a system besides this that has it like that. So that's very interesting. But a few things about the system which make it really weird, which brings it back to this stuff right here. I've never heard of this ever on a system. It actually comes with this pamphlet right here. To assemble the static shield. I've never heard of a system where you actually have to install your own static shield for this console. Supposedly a really big problem with this system is that since all this is exposed, static electricity can pretty much fry the system. So if you have static built up in your hands, it can pretty much short out the entire system. So you actually have to paste this onto the system itself, which it's already done, and supposedly that's gonna make it a little bit better, but it could still screw up the entire system. I have never ever heard of that before. That is extremely weird. Also, it didn't have the largest selection of games, and the games were really kind of crappy. In which here's the pamphlet for the library of games. I think there was only 11 games brought out for it. And here's a look at some of the games. So you pretty much had like Connect 4, bowling, Star Trek, Phaser Strike, pinball, Vegas slots, Mind Buster, and there were a few more, but as you see, it's as basic as you can get. The pack-in games pretty much just break out. It's not a bad system. It's not bad. As a matter of fact, I actually have one of the games. This is still this is actually complete, so not bad. And this game is really weird because it has absolutely nothing to do with Star Trek. As you see, I'll show you a little screenshot. It's pretty much like a Tetris piece shooting at a little line. That's pretty much it. As a matter of fact, it has absolutely nothing to do with Star Trek. They actually just renamed it to Phaser Strike later on, so I guess the Star Trek people weren't too thrilled about how they were using their license. But the cool thing is, I actually have two of these when I got them. This one right here is the American version, and I actually got bundled with it the European version. and I'll actually tell you about the differences between the two of them. The Microvision, besides the United States, was only introduced to 6 other countries. It was not a wide release. It was only introduced to Canada, England, France, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands, and that's it. The European models differed a little bit from the American model. First of all, they were numbered. The cartridges came in a different color. As you see, it's more of a lighter beige than the American version. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick. The cartridges have plastic buttons as opposed to the membrane type buttons on the American controllers. Cartridges, I mean. And as you see, the American ones, you can punch them out, and these break pretty easily. But the European ones had a tendency to snap off, so they're both pretty bad. The European model also came with a vinyl slipcover, which is this, and also had for the interior of the box it came in was lined in red velvet, which is really bizarre. But there's very few cosmetic differences between the two. Like it says Microvision on top in gold, it just says MB on top. The knobs are a little bit different. This one has like a little, I guess, notched knob, and this one's just, I don't know, I guess more rounded. It has a little gold piece. And the interesting thing is about, this is actually the German version, because it's actually in German, Achtung. Some of them have 2 batteries, and some of them only have 1. But they took out the prongs for the 1 battery version, and just, I guess they use it as a storage case. Which is weird. But that's pretty much really the main differences between the two. You definitely don't see these very often, and especially you don't see the European version at all. So, yeah, thanks for watching.